Okay, I'm going to get started here. Welcome, everybody, to my quickie. I'm going to share my experiences of bringing Agile into my family while you're munching away on your salads. So, first question, how many people have kids in the audience? Yeah. How many think it's easy raising kids? Oh, you can leave now. For the rest of you, I'm hoping I can give you some helpful practices of getting Agile into your home and maybe getting a more structured way of raising your kids. For the ones that don't have kids, please be inspired to use Agile outside your workplace for remodeling your kitchen or doing something with your hobby club. Well, anything. So, first, a disclaimer. I am not a child psychologist. I don't pretend to be. I also don't have any diplomas of teaching or... so it's just my story. My story, what works for me, might not work for you, but maybe you'll get something out of it. Especially, don't expect any silver bullets. You need to experiment with this and see how it goes. A little bit about me. So, who is mom at work? I have a background in mathematics. I've been a software engineer for over 15 years now. The past 3 years, I've been working as a Scrum Master for a small company in the Netherlands called Worth Internet Systems. Next to that, I'm an active member of the Dutch chapter of Dutchess. And I'm a board member of the Dutch Devoxx for Kids. So, organizing lots of workshops for getting kids to code. And I have a husband and 3 kids. I'll introduce you to them later on. So let me first tell you why I like Agile, as I use it in my workplace. I like it that it's small chunks of work in small chunks of time, so it's an iterative process. It helps you get to prioritize your tasks. What are the things that we need to work on first to get the most value? Change is always happening, and because you have small iterations, you're able to adapt to change better. What I like a lot is the evaluation at the end. What did we do good? What can we improve on? And prioritize what you're going to be working on for the next iteration. This way you can remove the barriers that make you unhappy and do things better. So why do I think my family needs Agile? Well, nothing is more changing more than a family. So you have all these different phases where once they finally get to sleep okay at night, you have problems waking them up to go to school. First, you're traveling, getting them to hobbies, and having to bring them everywhere. And then you're worried late at night, why aren't they coming home yet? So it's all these changes that need different rules. So it can't be a rigid system with fixed rules, because it just doesn't work. Trust me. Then the thing about shift of power, what I mean by that is, if I look at my work when our team is doing a sprint, and it's not just the Scrum Master or anybody else dictating what's going to happen. It's the whole team feeling responsible for the end result. I don't have to yell at them, well, not always, to get them to do what I want. And in the home, it's usually things are dictated by the mom and her dad. This is the way we do things, and the kids just either follow or usually they don't. And I think that's smile. I think that's what empowerment is all about. Getting everybody feeling responsible for the end result, so they actually do the right thing. Yeah. So let's meet the team. So you already know everything about the mom. We also have a dad, who in my case is also a Java developer, and he's also using Agile, of course, at work, and this helps. It helps to have a buy-in by your spouse when you bring something from the workplace into your office. So that was very easy for me. Then we have a boy who's 13, who looks like a girl, but he really looks like that. And yeah, just basically your 13-year-old. He's looking at the internet now, trying to get computer parts to build his own game computer. Then we have the boy who's 11. If it was up to him, he'd be playing Minecraft 24/7. Of course, he knows how to mod with Forge. Then we have the girl who is a bit of a tomboy. She's the best soccer player on our all-boys soccer team. And she recently turned 9, and she asked for a drone for her birthday. But we're quite normal. So how do we get started? How did I get started? Well, you need a kitchen, and you have to buy a whiteboard. So when I bought it, my kids were actually so excited. Oh, we have a whiteboard, we can draw castles and everything. And then I had to wipe it all out and say, no, that's not for that. So then I started explaining what we're going to do, and it started with Postits. So we gathered around, and everybody could just write their task out, what they thought was needed to do in the house. So there could be anything like chores, your homework, or long-term projects. And that is actually your backlog. So we call it a wish list. So here you see some evolution. The left is one of our first wish lists, where we used inferior yellow Post-its who didn't stick, with a lot of aggravation. And to the right, I think we color-coded it then by person, so every person had their own Post-it colors. So this is actually just writing down what you think needs to be done, and then after that, you prioritize your backlog. So agree with each other, what do we tackle first, and what comes later. So I don't know if you can see it, but my kids even prioritize above the whiteboard. And then there was one task that we said, no, that's never going to happen. Just put it on the floor. So then if you agree what you're going to tackle first, you put that in your first sprint, and somehow you track progress. So it's to do, in progress, done. I actually had to explain to my kids why the done column. I mean, if you're done with it, just chuck it out. And I said, well, no, you need to have a visual picture of what you're accomplishing each time. And actually, they got the hang of, oh, it's really satisfying putting something from in progress to done. So then later on, we also threw in some Kanban, so we actually color-coded our types of work. So like green is for school, and the yellow is actually when you have to go out and buy something. You put in some avatars, and we had another whiteboard. So that's just the daily progress. And we need to limit your work in progress per day, because you actually can only do one thing at a time, even other people think you may not. One of the most important things is the retrospective. So we call it family meetings, where you actually sit down and evaluate how it went. Anything goes. You can just put in topics and discuss what needs to be changed, and everybody can be commented on. So here's the vocabulary. Just 2 examples of what we tackled. So one is about screen time. So we needed to discuss, do something else, please. You're on that screen all the time. It was really getting annoying, people just being called at and not reacting. So we had an open discussion of it, and they even came with their own suggestions. And so I'm just rushing here, so if you notice. So this is what we came up with. So we actually have a screen-free Wednesday now. You're not allowed, even the parents are not allowed to go onto their phones. And we visualized it by putting up a screen. So the second example is about using curse words, which became sort of normal because, I don't know, in Holland on television, everybody's just cursing all the time. And I thought we need to do something about it. So the same thing happened here. We had an open discussion. What do you suggest we do about it? And we came up with a solution. So it's 50 cents per curse word now. And once we get all the savings up, we do something nice. And also the parents, if they curse, 50 cents. So we have a thing called a mopperpot, which is a grumpy jar. And it's sitting there in the living room. And it's just to visualize that you shouldn't curse. No. I don't want them to be goody two-shoes. I just need them to know that if you're doing something wrong, you need to follow the consequences. So even if I say a bad word, I have to put 50 cents in. So I didn't really come up with this. It's Bruce Feiler who inspired me, who wrote a book about it. And he has a thing called the Agile Manifesto. So you can read about it if you want. I have some tips and tops. It's especially just listen to your kids, have fun with it, and make them part of the change process. Some further reading about it. So the book, Bruce Feiler has an awesome TED Talk, which is really inspiring, so please look it up. Then there are a lot of people doing this. They blog about it a lot. There's even an Agile school blogger. So he actually applies this to schools, which I think is a really good thing. Because with the 21st century skills that kids need to learn these days, I think this is a good enhancement for it. So I want to leave you with a couple of more things. So please stop yelling, start listening, start changing. Have lots of fun experimenting with this. Be agile, be the Agile family. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Yeah?
How did you take your role as a Scrum Master at home?
Just actually facilitating it all. I'm not dictating anything, I hope. But yeah, really facilitating. Because, yeah, if the kids, of course, have no idea what you're talking about, you just need to help them and get the Postits in-house and start writing, give examples, and then they start writing again. Yeah.
But are you part of the problem?
Am I part of the problem? I'm part of the solution. I don't have an answer for everything, though. And they understand that. It's fine. Yeah?
How can you find solution for recurrent tasks? For doing the dishes every day, for example? How can you find a solution?
Yeah, so what Bruce Feiler actually did was have like checklists. So if people are responsible for doing dishes, for cleaning the table, just see what you have to do every day and you can check them off. And yeah, if someone forgets, well, have you checked your list? And they go to the kitchen and say, oh yeah, I need to clean the table. Okay. I'm not really fond of checklists though, because I don't know. I think maybe in the beginning you need to use them to get them, but we don't have checklists in the house actually. Yeah.
At what age do the kids kind of respond well to it, or would you say?
I think you can start young. I think, of course, if they want to write their own Postits, they need to write and read. But I think you can engage them anyways. Yeah? Yeah?
Go back to the slide.
Wait. Oh. Do you want me in it? Okay, I have 30 seconds for a question. Last question? Yeah?
One question. We have
Yeah.
but sometimes it's a bit too transparent. If family members come and look at our whiteboard, usually we take photo, erase some stuff, and write it down sometimes again, because other people can look what's up at the moment.
And you're afraid that there's too many things on there that they don't know, should know about?
With Kanban, you want to have transparency, but maybe that's a bit too much.
Okay.
For the family, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, so I don't really have that problem. Yeah, you could think about hanging it somewhere else than in the kitchen, so maybe upstairs where not many people come. Something like that. Yeah? Okay, thank you very much.